Sai Ram everybody, and welcome to this question and answer session titled My Sai I, where devotees from Region 4 are given a chance to reflect and share their physical interactions and fondest moments with Swami. Today I'll be interviewing Bhagwatiben Patel from Wolverhampton Sai Centre. Bhagwati is my kaki, and I call her Boogie Kaki, and she has been an active member in the Sai Centre in Wolverhampton for 27 years, but has known Swami since the age of 7.
Sai Ram everyone. I was born in Africa and I've been doing Sai bhajans ever since then.
So my first question I want to ask is, what is your most memorable experience with Swami that has impacted you or your family?
My mum and my sister went to Prashanthi in 1979 with the group, and on the 31st of December they had the interview with Swami. Swami called them for the interview. They been waiting in the veranda, and Swami came behind my sister who had a wheelchair. My mum was sitting in it. So Swami told everyone to go inside the interview room. And then Swami actually said, no wheelchair, go inside, walk inside. So Mum then walked inside the room. She was standing up. So Baba then went in his back room and got a stool for her to sit down. He gave her the stool, and then she sat on the stool. After a while, she stood up, went up to Swami, and she took a gift for Swami. It was a robe which my dad made and a gold chain. Swami accepted the gift and he materialised a ring for my mum. He put the ring, this is a ring that Swami gave. He put the ring on my mum's finger and he said, who is it? Not looking at it, she just said, Baba. Swami said, no. It's Krishna, it's Krishna. So then she was very happy and went back. Ever since then, she'd been walking with a walking stick.
So that is a really lovely experience to share, and it's keeping alive the memories of your mother
That's
and
right.
the lovely experiences that she had and that impacted you. So these experiences, I'm sure, made your faith in Swami so much stronger.
It has.
So have you got an experience, like personally, that you would like to share?
Yes, after I got married, I wanted to take my children to Prashanthi, and that was after 13 years. So we went to Prashanthi, but before we booked our ticket, found out that Swami's on his wheelchair.
So this was in 2007?
2007. The relationship I got with Swami is I actually talk to him all the time. My good days, my bad days, every day, whatever I do, I talk to him. And Swami, I've been praying to him, Baba, I've seen you in this wheelchair. I don't want to see you in this wheelchair, but I want you to walk while we're there, because my children haven't seen you walking. So then I also been saying, because there's so many people in Prashanthi, you don't know how far you're going to be, whether you're going to get Swami's close darshan or not. So I've been singing to him before we even went to Prashanthi, Krishna, Krishna, mujhe darshan dikhao, Krishna. Anyway, we got to Prashanthi, and the first, when we got to the Sai Convent Hall, we all had to line up, and we have to pick a token up, obviously, whether we'll get the first row, second row, or right at the back. So we've told our children, please pray to Swami that we would get the first row. Anyway, the first day we got the first row, and we all went inside. We were excited that we got the first line, so we had a very close darshan of Swami. Swami was sitting on his wheelchair, and then there was a drama that was going on. So right at the end, he stood up and he walked down holding the frame, the bar down. So to me, Swami has listened what I've been talking to him all this time. And the second day, we actually got the second line. So again, I was sitting on the third line behind the children and my Derani, who's Namrata. And Swami came out in his wheelchair. He went all the way round. On his way back, I saw a blue aura on his head. I couldn't believe it. I kept on looking, moving away, thinking, is it the sun? And I'm looking back at Swami again. And I thought, is it really an aura or what is it? So then I mentioned it to my Dharani and the children. Krishna, do you remember?
I do
Swami?
remember. Yeah.
And they all looked, and Swami he had an aura on his face. To me, it was because I've been singing Krishna, Krishna, mujhe darshan dikhawa. So Swami came in the form of Krishna and gave a darshan to us. So we were very happy, and it was a wonderful time being with Swami. Swami means the world to me, and it's a great impact in my life.
And it's really, really nice to keep these memories alive, because although his physical form isn't with us, he's still just as close to you as he was then.
That's right, definitely. Swami, whenever you talk to him, when you've got your heart open, if you've got faith in him, he's going to be there for you. So never leave him.
That is very true. Thank you so much for sharing, Kaki. We hoped you all enjoyed this lovely sharing of physical interactions of Swami with Bhagwati Kaki, and how her unique experiences with Swami have transformed her life. Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram.
My Sai and I, my Sai and I.
This is Gummagutta Subarao and his wife Tippamma. Gummagutta Subarao was a government clerk in Bukkapatnam. Again, Tippamma, she got to know Swami. When Swami visited the Yadalam home, she happened to be there. And she was so thrilled. Much before Swami visited the Yadalam home also, she had witnessed something which she had not shared with anybody. When Swami was studying in Bukkapatnam, she had visited at Lakshminarayana temple. She saw Swami was doing a worship. And for the worship, the amazing thing was all the flowers, all the incense sticks, whatever he needed, he's just waving his hand and getting it out, and she was simply spellbound. Now, this couple had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and all the 3 sons were in the military. That was a source of worry for the mother, because that was the time of the World War II, and her sons were in the battlefield. Being in the army was a dangerous thing. Now, what happened was, the daughters, they were all devotees of Shirdi Baba. And our Gummagutta Subarao, he was a devotee of Radha Krishna. Krishna in that specific form where he is dancing with Radha. He did not like his daughters worshipping some Muslim saint. So one day he went and picked up the photograph of Shirdi Baba and just threw it out of the home and told his daughter that in no way are you going to get that into the home. That very night he has a dream. And what is that dream? He sees Radha Krishna. And in his dream he sees Radha Krishna changing into Shirdi Baba and Shirdi Baba changing into Radha Krishna. And he realizes that this Shirdi Baba is my dear Radha Krishna. And so when he wakes up next morning, he goes, he rummages through the ground, finds that photograph, cleans it, gets it and puts it back in the altar. So now he is accepting Shirdi Baba. Okay, the Shirdi Baba is my Radha Krishna. Now who is this chit of a boy? He is coming and telling he is Shirdi Baba. On one occasion when Swami is at the Yadalam household, Swami comes to her and tells, Tippamma, you are very worried about your sons. I promise you, all your 3 sons will return. They will be coming home, you don't worry. hearing this, she became so thrilled. She came back and told her husband, Swami has told like this. Who is this Swami? No, this is really Shirdi Baba only. Believe me, I am telling you how nice I felt. These were the days when Swami would go for a procession in Bukkapatnam also. Wherever he was, the devotees would take him in a procession. So he said, see, I don't believe all this. If he is Shirdi Baba, now tomorrow during the procession, let him come into our home and let him bless our home. Then I'll see. Then I'll believe that he is a Shirdi Baba. This was the challenge he put out. And Tippamma, Swami had already left. So next evening she's praying. This is something that has not changed at all. We may sometimes think that in those days people had easy access. When Swami used to give darshan, we would sit in darshan lines praying that he takes the letter, praying that some problem gets solved. It was the same those days also. She was standing and praying that Swami somehow please at least stop near our home. So in Bukkapatnam, as he was going in the jeep, much to her great delight, exactly in front of her home, Swami stops the jeep and tells that I'm coming back. Gets down, walks straight, not into the home, but into the altar of Gumagutta Subarao and says, today you have made these offerings for me, right? I came to accept them. And he eats that and gives a little as prasad. Gumagutta Subarao is shivering there. Nothing to speak. All the speaking is done by his eyes. Tears are flowing. And in that ecstasy, he just faints. He faints. He faints there in ecstasy. And that is the day Gumagutta Subarao believes that this is my Radha Krishna, and he is so thrilled. He feels that the Lord whom I have worshipped as the one with playful sport with Radha, he has come as my Sai Krishna. And he begins to shower love. His home becomes like Swami's home. In fact, many times when Swami would be driven out of Puttaparthi, late in the evening, he would sneak out of Puttaparthi, walk across to Bukkapatnam, and it is said that Swami would walk into the home of Gumagutta Subarao. It gets dark by about 7:30, so by 8:30 everybody sleeps. There's no street lighting, nothing. Swami, without disturbing Gumagutta Subarao, gets into bed next to him and lies down. In the morning when Subarao gets up, he sees, this little boy is lying. He gets up immediately, presses Swami's feet and all. No. But Swami considered him one of his own. He knew he could take liberties. He would walk into the home anytime, lie down anytime. And not only physically. Once it so happened that as Gumagutta Subarao lay down to rest in the afternoon, he gets a dream or a vision, he's not sure. But he clearly hears Swami's voice saying, I'm coming home with some guests. Keep food ready. So he gets up, it's the afternoon. He wakes up his wife, he says, hey Swami, I heard Swami's voice very clearly. He said he's coming home with guests. So you have to get things ready. So going by the size of crowds in those days, Tippamma estimates that about 20-25 people will be coming. So she cooks food for 25 people and they wait at night. They don't have dinner. Hours pass. Dinner time is over. Sleeping time comes. Swami has not arrived. They say, oh my God, so much food will go waste. No need to cook for the next 3 days. There were no refrigerators those days to keep it safe. So anyway, they have their dinner and go to bed. Early in the morning, next day, they hear some commotion outside the house. Swami has come. Swami says, I told you right, I'm coming. I've come. And they see there are 100 people there. Oh my God, Swami. First of all, Swami, you didn't give timing of when you'll come. You didn't tell whether you'll come last night or today morning. And you come with 100. Swami, I made only for 20. No, you don't worry. Swami goes and sprinkles water on all the vessels. And he says, now let everybody have food. You serve them food. It is said that after everyone had food, there was food enough for 20 more people. The Lord needs nothing from us. It's just, even when He takes from us, even when He tells us to give Him something or offer Him something, it is just to give it back to us multifold. You see, there, what she had cooked for 20 people remained in the end also.
गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल बाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Kamala Hari Pyari Mai Meera Muktar Bhagan Mon Puranidar Krishna Jai. Kamala Hari Pyari Mai Meera Manavihar Bhagan Mon Puranidar Krishna Jai. Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Rama Krishna Jai, Radha Krishna Jai, Bala Krishna 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 Jai. Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna Jai, Krishna 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 Jai. Govinda Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai.